So family, my name is Brandy. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel, Queen Kitty Tarot. Tonight I am going to be doing a somewhat of a story time and like clean off my desk and stuff like this, but I wanted to share with you something that happened to me. I was requested to do this video, and I wanted to share a story time with what happened with me when I went. Okay, so today it's literally Labor Day, so it's like 2 in the morning. It's Labor Day, Monday, the 5th of September. So yesterday, which was Sunday, I don't know, no, not Sunday, Saturday. Long story short, I went to, I was supposed to go, I had somebody who was gonna go with or take me to a dealership to see about getting a car. And I'm just thinking like, well, I'm already in a current loan and that car's already wrecked, and you know, I've been paying on my car for 3 years. It's a really good car. So I spoke of this in another video about how I got in a wreck, and then like how the cop was like trying to tell me like to get insurance or whatnot to get like my car fixed and all this stuff, because it clearly was someone else's fault. They slammed into the girl that slammed behind me. So a car was like looking at his GPS because he didn't go that way or something, and so he slammed into her, she slammed into me, and it was just a whole big old mess. And unfortunately, my insurance had lapsed at this time, so I wasn't gonna get any type of coverage, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, for the last 2-3 weeks, well, I think like the first week that happened, I like took my week vacation from work. So I was at home and like just getting stuff done. And so in the second week I had to work. I think it was like 3 weeks, but long story short, I was like, okay, so I spoke with someone and they're just like, yeah, well, I'm looking at a new car as well. I had some really cool people, because if you've been watching my videos, you've been hearing me go on and on and on about how I'm new to this area. I don't have any of my friends here. They're all back home. I currently live in Louisiana. So, but I have a really good, I have a great group of girls that I work with at my job. They're super sweet, and you know, we just really vibe off of each other and feed off of each other, and it's a really good, you know, work environment. So they were like really trying to help me out and stuff like this. So long story short, Saturday morning I get up, I'm stressed. The girl didn't respond back, or you know, hey, I'll be able to come get you, Brandy, and I'll take you so we can like look at a car, because I'm looking at a car. No big deal. I Uber there, and I Uber there myself, and I get there. I'm kind of, you know, talking to the guy, but I'm already, you know, reluctant and feeling some type of way. One, because I'm a female, and no offense to any of you who are dealers, you know, work at a dealership or a car salesman. No offense to you guys, but I know what they do, and I know, like, you know, the things that they will try to get over, you know, in a sense. Long story short, I ended up thinking like, okay, so one bad thing against me is like, I think I still had like $5,000 left on my car that I'm paying on now to pay it off. Number two, my car is destroyed. I'll probably put some clips in here to show you my little white car that I had that got hit, the damage from the back, and my window was cracked and all this stuff. So, and I couldn't even really take it to like get a quote, because everybody's been asking me like, well, did you take it to get a quote? No, I didn't, because I'm not gonna get on the road out here where I live. Like I said, they drive like maniacs. I'm not gonna get on the road to drive my car where my whole back panel of my lights, there's no lights, so no one's gonna know that I'm stopping or braking or turning right or left unless they're like right on my ass and they're like paying attention that my car is like slowing down. But I just don't even want to take that chance of living out here. So anywho, I was thinking, you know, just the little things that people had said. They're like, well, I had a dent like worse or less than that, and it was like 10 grand to fix it. And I'm just like, oh my God, I need to do something. I cannot Uber home from work, pay someone like $40 a day to drive me, you know, or I just can't. It's not logical. So long story short, I'm thinking like, great, you know, do I tell them about my other car? Like, what do I do? You know, and because of like some recent issues with just like my home situation and how now I'm here alone and I have like a lot more bills, and I'm not currently in school at the moment because of like some personal problems that I was having. And with school, like I was going from like straight A's and B's to I couldn't even function. I couldn't even open up my laptop to do my assignments. And I'm like in my very last, I'd say this past quarter, which was spring quarter. Yeah, so I didn't go the whole summer. So my spring quarter, they withdrew me, whatever. So I'm in debt right now. I'm in some debt, which is okay because I've been there before. I've been worse before, and I've always come out of it. So I'm thinking like, wow, I have all this stuff now on my credit. My credit was pretty high and pretty good when I first came here, and I was really working hard on it. Now I've taken some hits on that. So long story short, I'm just in my mind. Okay, so let me go back to the beginning. So I get up in the morning, and my friend, she did not reach out to me for whatever the reason is, and I didn't take any offense to it because if she's going to get a new car with her family, of course, I understand that. So I woke up and I'm just like, okay, well, who do I call to ask for a ride? I'm tired of asking people for rides, but that's what I was talking about in that one video, how I need to humble myself and I need to ask for stuff, but I'm not an asker. I will just suffer in silence, and that's just what I do. It's just something that I have adapted to from like a young age. I caught on pretty quick. Like, you just figure it out on your own. No one owes you anything. No one on this earth owes you anything. So I try so very hard to do as much as I can on my own. And I Ubered there. Oh no. So I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and do a reading. And I have a pendulum here, and I don't really mess with this pendulum. I'm not really a pendulum type of person, but I got it out, and I just, because I haven't messed with it since I first got it like 3 or 4 months ago. So I was just holding it and holding it, letting it absorb my energy. I was clearing my mind, holding the pendulum, and you know, I did like a little prayer or blessing, and I was asking like, am I gonna get a new car today? And it kept swinging like this. Yes. You know, and then I would ask it something else and it would just stop. Or if it would swing, it would just go like this in like a circle. So I'd go back to that. So, and I'm like, okay, just get my cards. I have some cards that like really, really, really are amazing for me. It's the Rider-Waite deck, the original one. I went to those, and every single thing that came out, the Chariot card came out. I wish I would have taken a picture, or at least, you know, regardless, everything that came out talked about movement, and the Chariot came out. It talked about prosperity, abundance. I'm like, you know what? Because the way that the layout came out for me, asking the question, I instantly, so I'm like, okay, let me look at the Uber. Let me see how much it is. And of course, it's Labor Day weekend. So of course, it's like $45,000 million for a ride. So I look at my phone, I see the Uber app. Between Uber and Lyft, I looked to see which one was the cheapest for like what time. So I'm like, okay, it went down like $30. So okay, I put my phone down, I get right in the shower, I get dressed, throw some clothes on, order the Uber. As soon as I get out of the shower, I took some pictures of my car, went down there. Long story short, tell me why. Now, mind you, this place that I went to the Hyundai dealership, in Slidell, which is a town pretty close to me. And this is the dealership I went to 4 times last summer, not this summer, last summer, because the AC went out of my car. And we kept paying and paying and taking it back to see what was wrong, and they couldn't figure it out. So I already had an experience with them, but only in like the maintenance, like the service area, not like the sales department area. So I went to that particular one. One of the girls, like I said, a different girl, not the one that was supposed to pick me up, but a different girl that works there, she sent me this link on Facebook that this particular dealership was having a massive Labor Day sale, whatever. So I'm messaging the person. Sorry, I'm jumping all around. I'm very tired, but I knew I wanted to make this video about giving a testimony about how good God is. So I like read the post, and I'm like, that's just odd. Like, why are they saying like any bank will finance you regardless of credit, da 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 da. So I was messaging with this person Friday. So I knew that this weekend I was gonna head down there. But mind you, I had a lot of other dealerships that were inquiring with me and this and that, and I just didn't feel right about it. So I get down there and I talk to the first guy that sees me. I mean, and I'm telling you, when I walk in there, they have like these little round tables. I had like 7 or 8 of them. There was someone at every table. There were people outside. There were people like they have like a giant room with like a really big TV and a really nice couch. There was people in there, and I'm like, Jesus, it was 12 something when I got there. So the first guy that sees me, he comes out and he's like, hey, have you been helped? And I'm like, no, I'm just looking, I just didn't want to seem like I was overly anxious or like I was desperate or I needed something. Long story short, I sit down with the guy and he's asking me about my situation. And I'm just like, look, let's just cut to the BS. Run my numbers, run my information, tell me what I'm looking at. I'll look and see what I'm looking at, and we'll go from there. And he looked like, oh, okay, like you didn't come here to play around. So he was, well, what happened with the other car? Sorry. Excuse me. He was like, well, what happened with the other car? I was like, look, I was hit. I was in an accident. I didn't have coverage at the time. This is my situation. Here's the pictures. I sent him the pictures, and he's like, okay, the owner is asking, like, let's go look at your car. So they give me a ride to my house. I look at my car. They take pictures. And they were like, wow, like, it's not as bad as like the pictures that you took made it seem. And I'm like, yeah, everything's better in person, whatever. So we get down there. We're talking, and then I realized, like, okay, I'm probably not going to get, like, the SUV that I really, really wanted right now. I said, but at this point, like, it's not about what I want. It's about what I can get and what I need to get back and forth, to keep my job, and to take care of my children. My children are my everything. So I'm like, if I'm here at work and they call me saying, your son is sick, he's over here throwing up on the floor, like, can you come pick him up? And I'm like, I don't have money for an Uber. I don't know. And I can't call like anybody. I cannot call a living soul to go pick my son up. That's on like their emergency card. So the guy comes back and he was like, hey, okay. So he was like, hey, I talked to the owner, I'm going to level with you. He like 2-3 months ago just bought this dealership, and he has like his own finance company and And I'm like, okay, but before that whole incident happened, I went to the vending machine to get like a chip and a drink, and I put my first $1 in, and the machine gave me whatever my selection was that I wanted for $1, and I put my second $1 in, and my soda was stuck. So literally, like, here's the vending machine, and I'm standing here, and then if you take a couple of steps back and look this way, there is the room where they like run the numbers and all of this, So everybody, there was like 4 people huddled in there about me. And I said, wow, so not only are you guys trying to, I said, give me the runaround or something, you guys are taking dollars too. So I didn't realize it was the actual owner that came out, opened the thing, and he wasn't like, oh my God, you're complaining. He was like joking and laughing. We were talking. He opened up the vending machine, went back and got me the dollar, opened the vending machine, gave me what I wanted, gave me the dollar to put something in there. Again, he was just super nice. He went over and beyond. He's like, I'm not gonna go get you a water, whatever. So I didn't realize that was the owner. So I was outside, I was looking around, you know, it was raining really, really bad that day. So long story short, they come back and say like, well, the owner was saying how he hears your situation and he just really, really wants to help you or work with you. So the number I gave him, like, well, I only have this much and my car, so what can you do for me? They did me so good. Like, the deal that they gave me was so awesome, and I was able to leave with a brand new car. Like, my car has had 10 miles on it. And as old as I am, I'm not going to say how old exactly, but from my age, like, this is the first time ever that I had a car, or I got a car. Now, mind you, it's not the car that I really, really wanted. It's, I'll put a picture of the car that I actually got. It's like one step down from the car I have now, my white car that got hit. But even that car was like, I bought it at like 61,000. I had another car I got like when I was like early 20s that I had like 110,000 miles on it. So never in my life did I ever get a brand new car that has like the sticky, like on the display, like it still has the like clear thing like you peel off, and the knobs had the little things you can still peel off. The seat belts still had the plastic on them. I looked at the odometer and it was like 10 miles, and I'm just like, wow, you know, I truly, 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 not that I was thinking negative, but one, the pendulum, like I don't mess with this pendulum at all, but I spent like maybe 20, 30 minutes with this. And the way that I was asking other things like, is my name Rebecca? Is my name Rebecca? And it would say no, you know, and I'm like, is my name Brandy? Brandy, whatever. I'd ask it over and over and over with patience. I just watched it move, and it kept just swinging back, like saying yes. I'm like, am I gonna get it? I said, am I going to get a new car today? And I said it over and over and over, and it just kept on. And as soon as I would stop talking, it would slow down and just kind of stop. And I'd ask it another question, and it would just respond to that. So no matter what question it was, however many times, it kept giving me the same answer. Then I did my tarot spread. My tarot came out with like abundance, prosperity, the Chariot. Another card came out. It was just crazy. So I'm going to say I probably would have been more likely to have not got up and not went and did that today because I didn't want to ask anybody, or I would have felt like, well, what's the point? I'm going to go down there, waste the whole day, knowing I need to get home, knowing my kids are going to like be hungry and want food. And yes, they're old enough to put stuff in the microwave and in the toaster oven, you know, that oven type deal thing. But I just thought of a million reasons to why not go. And I usually will act on those, but I chose to follow divination, and I chose to follow what was coming out for me on a whim, and it completely worked out in my favor. And the thing is that the car that I got approved for, 2 other people were supposed to come and get it, and that was the only one car. So it's red. I don't like the color red at all, but that was literally kind of like my only option. I'm sure I could have went somewhere else, but I made a vow to myself when I left work Friday. I said, I am not coming back to work on Tuesday without a car. Absolutely am I not coming back to work without a car. Those Ubers, those Instacart deliveries to my house for eggs, milk, water, bread, cheese, whatever, it adds up, okay? I could have paid my car payment in 1 week with what I've spent on Instacart, paying people gas money, buying people food, lunch, whatever they needed just for me to get back and forth. And I cannot explain it. And the thing that's even more crazy is that this new owner that came in, he was new. So if it would have been any other time, I probably wouldn't have got that deal. And the guy that I went to, or the dealership that I went to, who the new owner was there, he bought his own finance company. So I was able to directly finance with them, through them. So I just felt like this is crazy. Oh, another thing. So I'm sitting outside and I'm smoking, right? I have a cigarette and I'm talking with some of the other people. And the guy, like, they're doing my paperwork or whatever. So my sales guy comes out, and then there's another coworker of theirs that's walking toward the door. And he says to him, "Hey, can you tell me what's the stock number on that car?" Meaning my car that I'm buying. So the guy walks back to the car and he's like, "All ones, 11111." I just looked at this guy like, are you kidding me? And then some other number related to my car was 333. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with angel numbers and stuff like this, but the 111, I'm going to tell you what that means. It's just so awesome. I really can't even describe how awesome it was. In that moment, I instantly knew. And everyone else, you know, not everybody at the same time experiences like spiritual things and or knows what it is, or even like if it would have been a year ago, I wouldn't have thought anything about it at all. Like I would have saw no significance to that. But this is the Angel Numbers book by Kyle Gray. And I'm going to read you, and even right here on the front, it says the message and meaning behind 111 and other number sequences. And this 1111 says, "You are one with God, angels, and ascendant masters. Align your thoughts with the highest goodness and truth in order to bring love into the world." So when I got that, when that number came out for me, I instantly knew. And then when they just saw like my reaction, they kind of were looking at me like, "Is she okay? Is she having a stroke?" And I just like tears came out without even like thinking about it or processing it, because I know it's God. And then I said another one of the numbers, I think on my keychain, I don't know if I even have it still because I took it off, but the little, when you get your keychain, it has like the dealership stuff on there, like how they know where to put it or whatever. Those numbers were 333. So I'm going to read you what that is. You are powerfully aligned with Jesus and other ascendant masters at this time. You are at a critical point on your journey where you can go beyond all previous setbacks. I'm telling you, like, the universe is really, truly like a whole conscious being. And it's incredible how things come together. And like a setback, it's like I had a huge major setback, and I had someone that was able to like, I was like, "Hey, well, you know, I have a personal person in my life that I was able to reach out and say," well, I did try to offer them the 1,000, but they were just very like, "No, in order to make this happen for you, we need 2,000. Like, we have to have that." And, you know, the person that I was able to talk to was like, "Here you go. Less than 5 minutes. Just bam. There you go." And I'm just thinking to myself, like, wow, I was very, very depressed. I was very hopeless. I just felt very trapped. I felt, I can't even say. I was very, 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 very overwhelmed, because it's not like we have no bus system here. We have no train system. We have no type of city transportation. And that's where I'm from, where I'm used to that. Like, I've taken the bus many a day, smiling, gladly, grateful. There's no bus here. I don't even know if there's a cab company here in my town. It's very rural. I live in like a bayou. I live where it's very rural. So they don't have that. They have Ubers, yes, but you're going to pay $45 million for an Uber. And then it's, again, This was Labor Day weekend. So this man is like, Brandy, if I don't get you in something tonight or something that you love, I personally will drive you home. And I was like, okay, you know, and it's just amazing how the universe worked out, how everything worked out, even when I didn't have the hope. But I also know like what we put out, if you put out the negative, like, oh, I'm not gonna get it, I know my credit is not the best, like I took some hits recently because I wasn't able to like pay off a credit card or two, you know, and my credit score jumped so high because I was paying the loans, my student loans. My car's still in good standing, but they paid it off for me. And that's another thing. I was just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna have to get another car, and then what, am I gonna have to let my other car go to get a repo on it? They still took my car. Like, I don't know. And I'm not able to like really physically show like the gratitude on my face, and like how in some of my other videos, like some miracles have happened for me recently as well. And I was way more emotional about it, but I am just so exhausted. I'm like physically, mentally, emotionally exhausted. So because of this situation and other money situation and issues and stuff like this, but at the end of the day, I just felt like, hey, you're loved, you're protected. We see how hard you're trying to do what you're supposed to do, you know, and we got you. We're gonna take care of it. We're gonna like step in and make this happen for you, because it was not supposed to happen for me. It truly wasn't. Just, you know, the way that everything played out, you know. And even though like I didn't wait or depend on the ride, like I took the last money that I had to pay for the Uber to get down there, not knowing what was gonna happen, but I had faith. I brought my obsidian, I had my obsidian crystal in one pocket, and I had my clear quartz crystal in my pocket. I had them right here next to me, like right by my like hip bones or whatever you want to say. And I'd be outside and I was just thinking positive thoughts and just being grateful for the things that I do have. And I was telling myself already, like, okay, if this doesn't happen for you, like you're still gonna be like, there's a reason. Be patient. When I was doing readings for myself and a few readings that I had done recently, the patience card kept coming out. So I kept thinking like, well, maybe that is a direct message related to this. Like, I just need to have patience and things will work out. But it ended up working out anyways. And I'm just so grateful. A brand new 2022 car. I know we're approaching 2023, but like I said, this car had 10 or 14 miles on it when I got inside of it. And so, and plus I live in an area where it's like really bad weather and we get a lot of hurricanes and stuff. So I know that I can like pack a bag or two with me and my children and we can like take off, and we're completely, you know, in a really good, reliable car that'll get us where we need to go. I have the 10-year warranty. I have all that maintenance and all the, you know, all that good stuff. So, and then the guy kept stressing to me, like, he felt bad that he couldn't get me in the car that I wanted. And I already knew like I probably wasn't going to be able to get that one, but I didn't care. So, but I'm like, well, if I have that option, of course, yeah, I'm going to see if I can get that one. But he was like, do your payments for a year. We already see your payment history with your other cars. So just keep that up. And, you know, when you're ready, come back and refinance with us or get the car that you actually want, you know. And I was just like, how incredible. Like, I was just so grateful. I didn't need a co-signer. The only help that I did need was, of course, some of that help with the down payment, you know. But it was just absolutely a miracle. And I just wanted to share this story because I was really, really stressed out. There's no transportation, like I just said. I don't have any family here. I have 2 great uncles, but they're very elderly. Like, they don't really drive, and they live like a good 15-20 minutes away. So they wouldn't be able to like come pick me up and then go all the way home and then come back and pick me up in Mandeville, and that's too much. So anyway, yes, I wanted to share my story of just like how the power of like believing and having faith and manifestation happens. And even though like I handled all of this the initial car accident, I was just very humble, and I took a lot of responsibility for myself as far as not having the coverage because I couldn't really afford insurance, and like now, even having insurance on my new car, I have a family member that's like, from now on, I'm going to take care of that bill for you, so you don't have to worry about that. So I'm just so blessed. And I handled it in a way that was different to me, with like faith and optimism. And I tried my best to not let it get me down. There were a couple of days that I was pretty down, just because I felt like I was drowning in bills and other things. But it was really, really amazing how everything came together. And I know you can either hear it in my voice and just see like the really bad dark circles. Like, I'm exhausted, and like something is still like keeping me up, or I cannot sleep. So, but I did take like a 2 or 3 hour nap today, but I'm still exhausted. So it's 2:30 now. I'm getting ready to shower and go to bed. But I definitely wanted to tell my story, and I don't care how bad something may look or it seems very hopeless. Like, if you're doing good and you're clearing your karma and you're clearing up things and issues with people, and you're humbling yourself and you're going back and apologizing for things you've done to people and you've hurt them, or whatever that your situation is, I'm just here to say, like, God knows your heart. You can't, that's not something you can fake. And when they see like your spiritual team, and your own karma, like just the consciousness that's out there, that when you're doing your best, your very, very best with good intention, and it's all about your intention, things will work out. You just got to stay on that path and stay focused and trust and believe that you're deserving, and good things are coming your way. I would wake up every morning, good things are coming my way, good things are coming my way. So when I felt myself getting frustrated with a customer, I'd have to talk to myself in my mind, like, hey, this person's upset. Like, try to put yourself, like, don't take it personally. I'm a person that would react very much off of someone else's energy or vibe, but I'm learning how to protect my own energy and not let someone else that's really highly upset or really highly emotional or mentally or emotionally unstable affect my energy. I'm learning how to do that, and it's changing my life. So, and then even so, like, I was talking to the sales lady that day, waiting for my car to get done and everything, and she was like, hey, there's someone else here that works at the auto title bureau. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's my friend. And when I found out she was there earlier that day, like she was kind of in and out, I guess, I texted her like, oh my God, like I found out that, the lady said you were here. I'm happy you got a car, because she really, really, really wanted an SUV. And the way that God works, nothing was even wrong with her car. She just wanted to trade it in because, like us, we have kids that are older and they need space. So we both wanted an SUV. And so when I reached out to her to tell her, like, wow, the lady said you were here and you were super nice and this and that, and I'm happy for you, let me see what you got. I wasn't like, oh, you didn't see my message, or oh, this, like, no. I genuinely like her, and I genuinely care about her, and I was really excited when she showed me the picture of her car. I was really happy for her, because she is a good person deep down, but I feel like sometimes we'll like not respond, or we'll like not answer someone just because we don't want to feel like we're letting them down. But I feel like too, in those cases, and you guys can leave me a comment in the comment section if you understand or agree, or if you have something to say about what I'm about to say. But I almost feel like it's better to say, well, hey, my husband is gonna come, and I'm sorry, I can't, or maybe next weekend I can, or whatever. But to just completely not respond it makes it look a different way too. But I'm changing myself so much and it feels awesome. So I just wanted to share my story, and see if any of you guys could relate. But yeah, so yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will talk to you next time.